Since yesterday. We will see a further update later this afternoon, but the numbers again are about 490 in Norfolk County. In Foxboro directly, there are 9 cases that are considered to be active cases. 3 people, though, have recovered, so that is good news. And so we're going to find out a little bit more later today as to what the current status of those current cases are and if they've increased at all during the past few days. Again, 8.2% of those that are hospitalized statewide, and about 1,200 cases are not hospitalized, and a number, about 3,000 cases or so, are still under investigation to determine what status they're going to be. So we'll continue to keep an eye on those numbers. Again, 490 cases, active cases in Norfolk County currently, but only 9 active cases in Foxboro as we currently stands. So, to give you some further information about what's going on in and about around town, I wanted to give you the latest report that I have. In courtesy of, by the way, of the health department, who provided me some daily updates with the information that they've been gathering from around the state. So I appreciate the work that they're doing to try and keep this information active and up to date for you. So the health department continues to maintain a dedicated COVID-19 webpage that may be accessed from the town's webpage by clicking the coronavirus tab. The information on Foxboro's response to the coronavirus disease 2019 COVID-19 pandemic, or going to the health department's page. Once there, click on novel coronavirus COVID-19 info to find links for the latest information on that topic. Alerts MA shares a new portal for volunteers and donations for personal protective equipment at mass.gov/COVID-NMBP. So again, that's mass.gov/COVID-NMBP for donations of protective and personal equipment. In Foxboro directly, we are going to be having collections starting tomorrow at the Council on Aging. There'll be a donation site there in which anyone who has personal protective equipment that'd like to donate for the cause for the town of Foxboro and for some of the healthcare workers in this area. We're going to have a collection site at the Council on Aging starting on Monday morning, and also run up until Wednesday, when will deliver that material actually to Sturdy Hospital, who is going to be was in dire need of some of that material as we speak. The state launched a new online tool to help residents assess the symptoms and define care. The tool is found at buoy.com/MASS. That's buoy.com/MASS. And then the Bristol Norfolk Medical Reserve Corps has shared a need for clinical volunteers. Information for that is the deployment opportunities for clinical volunteers, and it states that they have received word that a number of long-term care facilities are facing staffing shortages because of both patient and staff exposure to COVID-19. At this time, they are reaching out to ask that units send out a request for support to their medical volunteers. Although historically unconventional when looking at MRC's response efforts, providing medical personnel to support healthcare facilities is a need that has arisen as a result of this pandemic. As a result, to both the town and to our volunteers, guidance has been released under the healthcare personnel and potential exposure to patients with COVID-19 guidelines, which is highlighted and is available on their website. When considering deployment, it is important to keep in mind that the professional and personal lives of volunteers are very important here. So moreover, if healthcare professional volunteers work in a clinical setting as their normal occupation, this may have an impact on their ability to return to this setting over the next few weeks. Additionally, volunteers should always be mindful of the health and safety of themselves and their families. So they are currently aware of a facility that needs staff support directly at this point in time, and so any support that they can provide would be helpful. Specifically, the facility is looking to fill in 3 8-hour shifts, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., and 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. with 2 to 3 nurses, RNs, or certified nurse aides to support patients over the next week. So anyone who has that skill set and is able to volunteer their services, feel free to reach out to the Mass MRC unit so that they can actually get that help, and maybe you can really make a big difference in some people's lives. Their website is www. Excuse me. Their website is www.maresponds.org. www.maresponds.org to register. So that is the Medical Reserve Corps. The governor highlighted the need for blood donations and encouraged anyone who is able to donate to please make an appointment through the American Red Cross. Precautions are taken to be sure that donation is safe, and please don't visit a blood donation center if you are not healthy. Obviously, that's an important point. The state legislature yesterday, the legislature passed House 4598, an act to address challenges faced by municipalities and state authorities resulting from the COVID-19 on a voice vote. Provisions of the bill include it allows municipal town meetings dates to be extended beyond current legal requirements. Gives municipalities flexibility in adopting a budget for the next fiscal year if they are not able to adopt the budget by June 30th. Waives payment of interest and late fees on taxes, excise, and utility payments. I know that had been raised by a few residents recently, so we're glad to see that's included. Allows restaurants to sell alcohol for drive-through purchase and off-premise consumption for the duration of the emergency. A number of places who are offering takeout have been offering beer and wine opportunities for those to sort of supplement their sales while they are doing it. Obviously, there'll be very strict requirements as to how that's done, but certainly it is available in some takeout venues by way of this new law. I'm not sure the exact date. We'll have to get back to you when we know more about that bill as the details come out. And then expands the number of hours that public sector retirees can work in order to expand the response workforce, especially in needed specialties such as public health and public safety. Extends deadlines and tolling periods for municipal permits and allows for flexibility in the permitting process. So those are the latest updates on the statewide level, and those are some of the things that apply to Foxboro on that basis. Excuse me, but so there are a couple other things I wanted to bring to your attention that are really, I think, really quite good news in some respects. We've seen, as I mentioned to you earlier, we're going to have a donation period for collection of PPE equipment at the Council on Aging. That'll be beginning tomorrow. And then also there was a really nice donation of toilet paper, which is, I know, a lot of in need in a lot of communities. A lot of folks have been looking for that. So people that are in the greatest need for that are obviously are strapped a little bit financially, they can actually go to the Council on Aging as well, and they will be able to distribute some of that to them. We have a limited supply there, but certainly folks who need it the most, I would say, feel free to go there, and we'll be happy to help you out with that if we can. Also, the great bear hunt has been taking place, started by the Recreation Department and also in conjunction with the Uptown Committee. And they have put together, it was started actually by a Foxboro mom by the name of Kerry Olson, as a way for families to get outside for some much needed physical and mental exercise. Obviously today is not a great day, but you can still do this by driving in your car. So this is kind of a neat opportunity. Residents of business are putting a bear in a window for kids to go hunt for. You can go on the bear hunt by walking, while practicing social distancing, of course, or by driving around town. There is a Google map which parents can look to see where they can go to look where the bears are actually are being shown in the various windows of businesses as well as different establishments throughout the community and homes. It is posted on the Uptown Happenings Facebook page. So for anyone's interested in looking at that, the Uptown Happenings Facebook page is where you can find that information. And I hear that the public safety and recreation have their bears out, and I'm sure others will too, as we follow in trying to do something positive for the kids and for the community to put a smile on people's faces during this difficult and challenging time. And then again, also just want to remind people that congregating in groups of larger groups than say 10, or probably even smaller than that, is encouraged right now. Even in outdoor areas, we want to try and make sure that people remain safe throughout the duration of the pandemic. And then finally, there has been some questions raised about the presence of the Massachusetts Massachusetts National Guard. And wanted to tell you that there's a really nice video that is on YouTube right now, which Mike Johns shared with me. In general of the Massachusetts National Guard, and it says and it's actually very factual, so it provides really good information as to why the National Guard is being called up in this situation. They're actually here to help with a lot of logistics and doing a great job, and they'll be here to help no matter what the situation occurs. They'll continue to be here to provide a support mechanism for the towns and the communities around Massachusetts. That can be found at https YouTube youtu.be/FU/JYP/CTY. So check that out. It's actually quite good and quite informational and supportive of what the National Guard is doing in this regard. So hope you can check that out. We will continue to monitor the numbers as they come in. I know there was some debate as to whether or not we should share numbers, but even the Secretary of Health and Human Services is of opinion that we should share numbers. We certainly would not in any way, shape, or form talk about individual cases. We're not looking to do that, but we certainly will provide information on the numbers and how it's impacting the community. Right now, we are actually on the low side of the impact right now, but hopefully it'll stay that way, and we'll see what changes over the course of next week. I'm informed by Tom Kenvin, our public health nurse, as well as Director of Emergency Services, that he has indicated that this upcoming week could be a really important week as to how the impact of this of the coronavirus is in Massachusetts. We'll see where the numbers go, and hope that at some point they will peak out. We think between this week and the next few weeks will be the critical periods. But he did note that he thought this week was an important week for that to take a look at and see how things would go. So we'll continue to keep you informed. Hope everybody is doing well. If anybody wants to send me information, feel free to do so. I'm at wkeegan at foxboroma.gov. If you want to send me your emails, I'll be happy to include information in my next broadcast. Until then, continue to stay safe and stay healthy, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.